Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing part 4 on What If Deku Was Toge. Thank you guys for all the positive likes and for all the positive comments and all the likes and subscribers I've been getting recently. We recently hit 25 subs. It really means a lot. Thank you all. Yeah. So after further ado, cue the intro.
Hey yo, y'all can't stand right here. In his right hand was your man's worst nightmare. Loud enough to burst his right eardrum close range. The game is not only dangerous, but it's most strange. I sell rhymes like dimes. The one who mostly keep cash but brag about the broken times. Joker rhymes like the is you just happy to see me trick. Classical slapstick rappers need chapstick. A lot of them sound like they in a talent show, so I give them something to remember like the Alamo. Tally ho, a hot joker like Space Game. Came back from 5 years lane and stayed the same. Electromagnetic field, it blocks all logic. Spock and G-Shock's a biological clock. When I hit it, slid into the shit, I thought I killed a goose. Her power use was pure brittle water filter juice. Keep a pen like a fiend, keep a pipe with him.
Alright, so where we left off last time was with Deku saying, "Go away," with the 0-pointer flying off. So we're gonna pick up from there. Bakugo and Deku walked out of the building. Some of the spectators around saying, "Who is that kid?" In the box with all the heroes and teachers, All Might noted, would he be the person that can finally be my successor to the Quirk? And with all the other heroes saying, "Wow, that kid's really strong. I don't even think we need to send him anything. He should already know that he's getting into UA." And his friend was pretty good too. Him and that boy had the top 2 scores. "Wow, this generation of heroes is pretty strong," says President Mike, with Midnight just nodding her head in agreement, in awe of Deku's power. We skip 1 week later when Bakugo and Deku were playing video games at the Midoriya residence. "Hey Dad," "Hey Uncle Hayashi," as Hayashi comes home from a long day of work. Hayashi at this point has been promoted to manager over the car dealership, so it's a lot more work. But good thing is that he can come home earlier hours to spend some more time with his son. "Oh, hi guys. How was school? How was the entrance thing from a while back? Sorry I wasn't able to come home in a week. Me and the company, had to go on a trip. But how was it?" "Oh, it was great," says Bakugo. "Izuku did that go away thing, and then it was like a big boom, and then the big and then Hashi was like, Alright, I know you're excited, Bakugo, but please say it in words that we can all understand," with Midoriya just nodding his head, with Bakugo chuckling and saying, "Okay, so we think we did really well. I think me and Midoriya aced the written portion pretty easy," with Midoriya nodding again, with Hayashi smiling. "There's more? Is there any more?" says Hayashi. "Yeah, my bad. I kind of spaced out right there. So we also had a physical exam, and I think me and Midoriya had the highest too, with Midoriya pulling down his whole mask and everything, and then just saying 'go away' with his hand out, and then like a huge robot just flew away. It was guaranteed that we showed off that we're good enough to be in the school, and we should have got some attention from really good heroes," says Bakugo with a grin, with Deku saying yes, with Hachi saying, "Well, alright, we prepare for dinner in a few after I change some clothes and take a shower." "Okay," says Bakugo, with Deku just nodding again. "Well, I'm gonna beat you this time. It's 1 out of 10 times that you beat me, but hey, just because I won 1 game and you won 10 doesn't mean you're better than me. I'm about to get a winning streak," says Bakugo, as Deku shakes his head, with Bakugo saying, "You can at least say something. You can say no, you know." With Deku just shaking his head again, with Bakugo just slamming his hand on the couch and saying, "Well, today is the day that I beat you," says Bakugo, as we flash to one day later. After Bakugo was sleeping on the couch, we heard a knock on the door. Bakugo says, "I'll get it," as he yawned and rubbed his eyes. Bakugo was sleeping over since it was the weekend. Because why not just get them together? With the mailman saying, "Hi, is there a Bakugo? Is it Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya here?" Yes there is." "Well, I'm from UA and here's your mail that you should be expecting." "Well, thank you." And he just takes the 2 envelopes. With Bakugo slamming into Deku's room and started throwing his sheets off and throwing pillows at Deku. "Deku, wake up! Deku, wake up, you bastard!" With Bakugo yelling, and Deku just shaking his head. "No. Sleep," says Deku. As he was going back to sleep, Bakugo flipped over the bed as Deku's face just smacked onto his carpet. "Ow," says Deku. "Well, you should have woke up. Our invitations are here." With Deku hearing this, he immediately jumps up on his bed and starts shaking his head rapidly. And with Bakugo saying, "Do you want me to open? Who should we open first? Yours or mine?" With Deku saying, "Mine." With Bakugo saying, "Okay," and hands it over to Deku. With Deku finding a small holographic thing just in the envelope. "Is this all?" says Bakugo. With Deku just shrugging his shoulders as he presses a button and a hologram of All Might appears. "Kid, you were amazing. You definitely went beyond plus ultra. Your points alone were 200 villain points by destroying a great amount of robots. You have gotten second place in the overall history of UA." With Deku just nodding his head, with Bakugo patting his friend on the back. "But also, you also got 60 extra points for saving that girl." "There was a girl," says Bakugo. I just heard a scream. I don't know. But Deku just says, "Shh." With him saying, "Why'd you take that long to say shh?" He's saying, "Oh, you were checking to see if that was on your list, weren't you?" said the Bakugo, with Deku just shaking his hand as he puts back down his paper with the list of words that he can say, still keeping it from the day that the doctor gave it to him. Lately he's been overdoing it with the words, but now he has to cut back so he can save his throat, so he can train it some more, so he can become a great hero. With the video almost ending saying, "Boy, you can be a hero. You can be the #1 hero. And you are in Class 1A. Go beyond plus ultra." And that's when the recording ends. As Baku saying, "Okay, I guess it's mine next." With Endeavor popping up for his. With him putting his hand on his head and scratching it. "You got All Might for yours and I got Endeavor, huh? Interesting. With Endeavor saying, "You did well, kid. For a nobody, you did pretty well, so congratulations. You'll be part of 1A blah blah blah," as he just looks at the sheet that he was given to say. You got number 2 after that other guy, Izuku Midoriya, blah blah blah. You can be a hero plus ultra bye. As he just presses the button and the screen goes black. Well, that wasn't as enthusiastic as the first one, says Bakugo, with Izuku just chuckling under his mask. Bakugo said, "Hey, it's not funny, Deku." As we skip to a week later, they were walking to school. As they were checking out the huge hallway, and they got lost, completely and utterly lost. With all of these so many rooms and so many doors, they didn't know which one was theirs, until they find a huge door with the word and the number 1A on it. Wow, it's like giants could fit in here, says Bakugo, with Deku just shaking his head, just nodding his head, yeah, in agreement. They walk in. They're not the first in the class, but they're definitely not late. They're still 10 minutes ahead of schedule, with only 3 people being in the class. When a person with some balls on his head, a pretty girl with a ponytail and some black hair, and then a tall, weird guy with glasses. He keeps on doing some weird thing with his hand, thinks Deku. Well, no time like the present, says Bakugo, as he just drags Deku in the class. As Deku's saying, "Huh?" With him saying, "Don't harm me," as he throws him into the seat. Wasn't that a little overboard, says Tenya Ida. As a student of UA, you're not supposed to be treating your classmates like that, and some more Ida stuff. He's my friend, and as you can see, it didn't hurt him. I usually throw him 10 times harder, so I just caught him a break today. Huh? 10 times harder? As Ida says, as you bring up his glasses and starts this chopping hand thing. That is not good. You should be dishonored to be a member of UA. You are treating this school with no respect, nor your classmates. I don't care if he's your friend. That's not a good way to treat friends. With Deku just rolling his eyes as well as Bakugo. Deku wasn't expecting Bakugo to go this easy. Usually when he has to force him in classes, he throws him 10 times as hard. So I guess he let me break, says Deku in his head, blowing a sigh of relief. 10 minutes later, more and more students are arriving as the bell rings. And a girl arrives and says, who saved me? I just remember it was a boy that I met before, and another boy that was with the boy. The boy had like a whitish hair, and the other boy had like a blondish hair. Oh, there you two. Oh, thanks again for saving me. With Deku just raising his eyebrow with Baku saying, "What do you mean saving you? We don't remember saving anyone." With Uraraka saying, "I was the person that screamed." "Oh, you were the one that sounded like a manly scream." Interesting. With Uraraka being flustered and saying, "Manly? My scream is manly?" With her beginning to float in embarrassment. As a few more students come late, Aizawa, the teacher, pops up. "You guys woke me up from a pretty good nap, but if you guys are here to chit chat and make friends, I suggest the door. It's right there, it's 20 feet high, so you should be able to just walk right out, right?" With Ida saying, "No, that is very rude." With Shoto Aizawa saying, "I woke up today not wanting to expel anyone. I said to myself when I was waking up, today was going to be different. I was going to actually teach a class for once. I was not going to expel a whole class, but I think plans should change." As he begins writing down names. No, says Tender Ida. "I apologize dearly, With Aizawa says, mm-hmm. As he throws them the uniforms, he says, go out, change, come outside, we're doing stuff. With Uraraka saying the same thing, but what about orientations? This is my class, and if you don't like the way I run it, I again say you can leave at any time you want. The door is right there, so. And if anyone thinks about talking back or just waking me up from my naps, they will also know the full experience of being thrown out at the door would feel like, with them all just shivering and Kirishima saying, well, this teach is kind of cold. With the whole class, except for Izuku and Bakugo, just nodding their heads. Izuku was the first one out. Well, oh, you're the kid that we saw in the exams. Apparently, you had the best score in the written exams and the practical exams. I have to say, your quirk is pretty amazing. With Izuku just nodding and saying, thank you. With him saying, yeah, no problem. What's your name? As he pulls out a piece of paper and saying, Toge. What's the piece of paper for? With Bakugo coming out and saying, he has a vocal quirk, and if he uses it too much, it would hurt his voice. So the doctor, back a while ago, just gave him a list of things that he can say. And just saying more than those things will cause strain on his voice, which will lead him to take the medicine, and yeah, things like that. With Aizawa just saying, noted. Well, here we're going to be doing some tests. If you get last, you're going to get expelled. So make sure you do your best, or I will kick you out. With the whole class just shivering again. But I'm going to give the ball to the first person that scored the highest, Izuku Midoriya. With Izuku Midoriya just walking up. Just throw it with your quirk. Or do whatever, okay? As Izuku just says, blast away. As the ball just goes flying off. With everyone just saying, wow. As you just see the ball just sailing and sailing off into the distance. So far off that it became out of sight. 500 meters, says Shoto Aizawa. Wow, 500 meters? That's really good. Well, anyone want to go next? As you just see all the students smiling and all of them raising their hands at once. But that's, guys, is where we're going to be ending off part 4 on What If Deku Was Toge. Thank you again for all the positive comments and all the likes and subscribers I've been getting recently. I'm going to be making a Discord, so make sure you guys join that. It's been Zero, and I'm out. Peace.